Hello family, welcome to Stories with Storytime. Please subscribe and leave a like for us. It means the world to us. Also share this video to your friends and loved ones and turn on post notifications so you don't miss future videos from us. Thank you. Mom, you're just here, right? I just want to ask for help. Please don't move so your condition doesn't get worse. Emily was sobbing as she stepped out of the house to ask for help. Their kind neighbors rushed over the moment they heard. In a hurry, they took her mom, Teresa, to the hospital where she was already in critical condition from a high fever and a severe lung infection. Upon arrival, the hospital was so crowded you couldn't drop a needle without hitting someone in the waiting area. So many patients were there, some of them already close to losing their lives. We can't treat patients right away. If you can't pay, even any amount will do, as long as you have something to give, Emily heard a nurse say to the people there. From that moment, Emily's tears flowed even more. They had no money. Even their bus fare had been paid by the neighbor who helped them. How was she supposed to get her mom treated? "Child, just take me home. That's where I want to go," her mom whispered faintly. "Mom, please don't talk like that. You're not going anywhere. I'll get you treated," Emily said, fighting back her sobs. Teresa looked weak, forcing a little smile. "We have no money, child. I don't want you to suffer more because of me. I'm okay with the fact that I've lived in this world for 42 years. Mom, no. We're still going to be together. Wait for me here, Mom. When I come back, I'll get you treated," she said, and then told a neighbor standing beside them to please watch her mother. The neighbor nodded. Emily hurried through the hospital hallway, not knowing what to do. She couldn't think of any other way. "My God, please forgive me," she said to herself for what she was about to consider. She decided she would offer herself to a doctor if someone would agree. Because of that thought, she cried even more. She would lose her mind if she couldn't get her mom treated. "Miss, are you okay? What happened?" A baritone voice made Emily turn around. A handsome man stood before her. He was wearing a doctor's coat. She thought, because of his attire, it was as if he had just stepped into the hospital looking fresh without any trace of blood from patients. "Please help me. My mom is in critical condition. Have mercy on us," she begged, nearly dropping to her knees. "You don't have to beg me, miss. Go to the nurse's station so they can assist your mom and get a doctor to treat her," the doctor said gently. Emily shook her head. "No, they won't treat my mom if there's no payment. That's one of the hospital's rules," she said. The doctor was surprised when she suddenly knelt before him. "Please, I can't lose my mom. Help us. I'm begging you." Because she was on her knees, her blouse fell away from her chest slightly, revealing a bit of cleavage. The doctor swallowed hard, his throat suddenly dry. It was only then that he noticed how beautiful and shapely the young woman was. "Oh, so what do I get in return if I help?" he asked, as if not fully himself. Emily froze for a moment and then slowly raised her gaze. She saw a little hesitation in his eyes. I'll give you my body," she stammered before looking down. Marcus, the doctor, scolded himself internally. Instead of feeling pity for this young woman, he found himself excited. Maybe it was because of what he had drunk earlier. "If that's the case, then let's go see your mom so we can start work quickly," he said and pulled her up. He went inside, smiling slightly, but Emily could see there was still some reluctance in his eyes. When he instructed that Emily's mom be brought in, a nurse protested. "Doc, she's not yet." "No worries, she's a patient, I know. I'll pay for everything," Marcus said and proceeded to treat Teresa. A few hours later, the doctor came out of the room, having finished the mother's treatment. "How's my mom?" Emily asked anxiously. "She's in stable condition now. In a bit, we'll transfer her to a private room. Follow the nurse, she'll show you where to go. Go rest first. I don't want you, the woman who's exhausted, to get too tired. I'll call you later when it's time for me to collect my debt," Marcus said, then left without another word. It was as if a gentle hand had touched Emily's heart. She felt like she might be losing her mind because instead of being frightened of what she'd promised the doctor, she felt a strange thrill. But she told herself she'd think about it later. Her mom's safety was what mattered most. Emily slept for several hours, mentally and physically exhausted. When she woke up, her mom was still asleep. She saw a nurse changing her mom's IV. "Nurse, Why hasn't she woken up yet? Emily asked worriedly. Don't worry, miss. Your mom's fine. She just needs plenty of rest. The treatment she went through wasn't a joke. Plus, it helps her recover from the days of body pain she's endured, the nurse assured her. Is that so? Thank you, Emily said softly. The nurse nodded and left the room. Emily was surprised to see fruits and food on the table. Lots of it. She wondered, who could have brought all that? They hadn't brought anything, and they had no money to buy that kind of food. Could it be free from the hospital? She approached it and read. The note posted on it, "Finish everything here. This is for you. Your mom will wake up in a few hours, so I'll bring more for her. Then, I repeat, finish all of this so you'll have energy when I come to collect." That's what she read on the note. There was no name written there, but she knew who had sent it. Despite her nervousness, a spark of excitement stirred in Emily's chest. She couldn't deny how handsome and manly the doctor was, like a Hollywood actor roaming the hospital corridors. Maybe she was innocent when it came to sexual matters, but she was already 25, and perhaps this was the time for her to experience something like this. That evening, Emily decided to take a shower. Fortunately, she had brought some of her things, even though she had been crying earlier. Not long after, there was a knock on the door. Good evening, she greeted a nurse who came in. Dr. Parker is asking for you, the nurse said coldly and entered the room. I don't know where to find him. There's another nurse waiting for you outside who'll go with you. I'll stay here to watch over your mom, the nurse replied, arranging Teresa's pillows before leaving. Emily leaned over and kissed her mother's forehead. I love you so much, Mom. I'll do everything for you, she whispered. She was about to leave the room when the nurse spoke again. I admire what you're willing to sacrifice for your mother. I understand you. I just hope you don't end up broken by what you're about to do, the nurse said, her words heavy with meaning. Emily managed a faint smile at the nurse, then stepped out. Indeed, a fellow staff member was waiting for her. She was puzzled when she realized they were leaving the hospital building and heading to a nearby condominium. This is as far as I'll take you. All I can say is, I hope you're sure about what you're doing. You're still very young. Don't worry about me. I can handle myself. I'm already 25, Emily answered. Surprise flashed across the woman's face. You look like a teenager, she remarked. Emily just smiled. When she was gone, Emily knocked on the condo door 3 times. Answering the door was Dr. Marcus Parker, shirtless, wearing only boxer shorts, his hair still wet as though he had just finished showering. Okay, Marcus muttered, taking a shot of some drink. But Emily was more startled when, after he swallowed the liquor, he pulled her by the nape and kissed her fiercely. She could taste the alcohol from his mouth. Tastes better from my lips, doesn't it? And don't call me sir. I'm not that old, he said, then kissed her again. Because Emily didn't know how to kiss back, she just imitated his movements. Call me Marcus, he whispered in between kisses. Emily couldn't answer. She was already intoxicated by his kisses. Soon his hands were roaming everywhere, yet Emily didn't resist. She surrendered wholeheartedly until she gave herself completely. Why didn't you tell me you had no experience? Marcus asked once the heated moment was over. So you could back out? No, it doesn't matter. It's already done. That's why I agreed. You thought I was already used to it, but I'm not. It's all foolishness. It's my fault, he berated himself. Stop it, Marcus. Don't be angry with yourself. It's over, and I don't regret anything. I'm thankful you treated my mother and even gave me free food. It's all just an experience for me, Emily said. Marcus didn't answer. Instead, he pulled her into a hug, and they rested in peaceful silence. The next morning, Emily woke up early, worried about her mom. Oh, in a rush? Marcus asked when he saw her scrambling to pick up her clothes. My body hurts. Mom might be awake already and wonder where I am, she said. When she was dressed, she was about to leave when Marcus spoke. Wait, I don't even know your name yet. I'm Emily. Emily Wallace, Marcus smiled. It suited her, he thought. That name Emily, with the sensuality he had discovered last night. Nice meeting you, Emily. I hope we'll see each other again, he said, surprised by the unusual longing he felt, as if he was missing her already. Yeah, I hope so, but hopefully not in this kind of situation, Emily replied and walked out of his condo. When she got to the hospital, she was relieved to find her mom still asleep. The nurse didn't ask any questions and soon left. "God forgive me, but I don't regret it," Emily whispered, smiling, still carrying the scent of Marcus on her skin, and remembering what he'd said about wanting to see her again. She wanted that too, but she was terrified of the feelings slowly growing in her heart. After just a brief time, a week passed, and Emily never saw Marcus again. She and her mom were due to be discharged that day, and she was shocked to learn that they wouldn't have to pay anything. Marcus had covered all the bills. "Oh, why are you standing there like a cat afraid to move, Emily? You've been looking around for a while. Who are you looking for?" her mom asked. No one, Mom. My neck just hurts a bit, so I'm stretching it," she lied. She had actually been searching for Marcus this whole time, but he never appeared. "Come on. Let's go." "There's probably a mountain of laundry waiting at home," Teresa muttered. Emily counted to 10 before leaving, but in those 10 seconds, Marcus still didn't show. Emily left the hospital feeling heavy-hearted. "Let fate decide if we'll meet again, or if you'll just become a memory," she thought. Weeks passed, and something strange was happening to Emily. It was confirmed when she took a pregnancy test. "My God, how did this happen?" Teresa exclaimed in disbelief after Emily confessed. "How, child? You don't even have a boyfriend." "I haven't." "I'm sorry, Mom, but it's all right now, right? At least we'll be 3 in the family." "Without a father? Who is the father, Emily, and where is he now?" "I don't know anymore, Mom," Emily said, covering her face with her hands. She hated admitting she had no answers. It made her feel weak, exposed. "Oh God, have mercy. I didn't raise you to be so reckless, Emily. You're old enough, yes, but that doesn't justify having a baby without even knowing who the father is." "Relax, Mom. You'll get stressed again. Let's just say this baby is a blessing, right?" she replied, her tone sharp, deflective. She always fought hardest when she felt cornered. "I don't know," Teresa sighed. Over the next few months of Emily's pregnancy, she became the talk of their neighborhood. Gossipers called her easy or immoral for apparently having a child by a man no one knew. "Listen," Emily said. "Emily," said Brian, her longtime suitor, "I can rescue you from this shame. I'm ready to claim that child as mine, if you'll just marry me." "I'm sorry, Brian, but I can't let you do that for me. I don't need anyone to save me from shame because I'm not ashamed." Her words sounded certain, but deep inside, a small, trembling voice asked before. "What if I'm wrong? My baby's father and I are just doing a long-distance relationship. That's why you never met him," she added. She said it as if it were a fact, though it had long since become a convenient shield. "Emily, he's not coming back. He already got what he wanted. He even left you a living receipt that breathes. Don't you see? I've been here for you from the beginning. I've never left." Brian pressed on. "Stop your foolishness." "Brian, can't you see? I'm not worthy of you or anyone else. I'm about to have a baby." "That doesn't matter to me, Emily. I can be the father of your child. I'll love him like my own. We can live happily, have more kids." "It's not that simple, Brian. You're only saying that now because you're not the target of people's judgment. But once they start judging you, you'll regret it." Her voice cracked slightly, part from fear, part from pride. "No, Emily, that's not going to happen. Stop it. Brian, you'll find someone right for you, and someday you'll thank me for not accepting your offer, when you finally meet the one," Emily said, turning her back on him. "Oh yeah? You think you're so special? You're not even that pretty, and some other guy already got you first. You should be thankful I'm trying to pick you up," Brian shouted after her. Emily's anger flared. She slapped him hard. "You jerk. I was actually being nice and rejecting you. Now you have the nerve to be mad at me? So what if someone else got me first? Are you mad because it wasn't you? If I were you, I'd go back to the jungle because no one in their right mind would want you." "Huh. Let's see if that other man comes back for you. Remember this, Emily. You'll crawl and beg me someday. Remember that," Brian yelled. "I'd rather die," Emily shot back. She looked around and saw the onlookers watching them. "What are you looking at? Are you jealous because you never got to be the first? None of you will ever stand a chance with me either," she snapped. She didn't care if she looked smug. If she didn't fight back, they'd tear her apart. The onlookers scattered. "Oh, so you got into a fight at the street corner?" Teresa said when Emily got home. "Yeah, it was that jerk Brian." So rude to insult me when I was actually being gentle in my rejection, Emily complained, taking a sip of water. She wouldn't be surprised if her child came out resembling an angry bird, considering how she always seemed to be angry these days, furious at the neighborhood gossips and troublemakers. "What did he say, anyway?" Teresa asked. "He said that since someone else got me first, no one else will want me anymore because I'm pregnant, stuff like that. That jerk, Brian. Let's go beat him up." "Calm down, Mom. It's over," Emily said. Her tone was flat. She didn't want to admit how much it had actually stung. "Good thing I wasn't there. If I were, I would have pushed his face into the mud." Her mom grumbled, angrier than Emily herself. Months passed, and the day of Emily's labor arrived. She decided to give birth at the same hospital where she'd met Marcus, secretly hoping she might see him again. She had told herself over and over that he was gone, that she'd moved on, but her heart wasn't fully convinced. "Marcus!" she screamed while pushing. The other doctors were shocked to hear her call the name of their colleague, someone who had gone abroad to further his medical knowledge and position. Emily gave birth to a healthy baby boy, whom she named Marcus Jr., after the father he resembled in every detail. Until the very last moment before she was discharged from the hospital, Emily secretly hoped to see Marcus, but not even his shadow appeared. "There you go again, looking all anxious. What are you searching for in this hospital anyway?" Teresa asked, carrying the baby. Nothing, Mom. Just, wow, this place is always crowded, right?" she said, her voice too casual, hoping it would hide how tightly her chest had clenched every time the elevator door opened. "Well, sure, people get sick every day. What's on your mind? Let's go. We're done here. I'm not bringing you back to this hospital anymore. Looks like some evil spirit is trying to lure you," Teresa joked. Emily had given up hope of seeing Marcus again. At least, she was taking home his carbon copy, their son. She wouldn't be lonely anymore. She just wouldn't let herself hope again. That was more dangerous than anything. Several years passed, and Emily finished school. After giving birth, she had gone back to complete her degree in business administration. Luckily, she knew someone who owned a company, so she got a job right away. "Mom, I always hear the neighbors say you're looking for my dad. Where is he, Mom?" 5-year-old Marcus Jr. asked with a frown. "He works abroad. Don't worry, once his contract ends, he'll come back to us, okay?" "So that contract is more important than my birthdays?" From Emily's heart clenched at her son's words. She paused before, "No, baby. Your dad loves you so much. That's why he's working to provide everything you want," she said, her throat tightening at her own lies. "Your dad loves you. We all love you. Remember that." Even as she said it, guilt gnawed at her. It was easier to keep spinning the story than face the truth herself. And part of her, a part she buried deeply, resented having to keep justifying a mistake she wished she could erase. After that serious talk, she left her son with her mother while she went off to work. "Oh, why the long face? You look like the whole world fell on your shoulders," Jude, her friend and also her boss, asked. "My son is asking about his dad again." "I feel guilty about all the lies," Emily admitted, rubbing her forehead. "Well, where's the child's father?" Jude asked curiously. "I don't know," Emily replied, sighing. Her tone was short, unwilling to revisit a wound she still hadn't fully healed from. "How can you not know?" "It's a long story, Jude. Let's set that aside. This is work time, not personal problem time," she replied, just a little too firmly. She had become good at shutting down conversations that cut too close to her vulnerability and too close to the truth she wasn't ready to share. "Wow, you sound like the boss now. But I have some advice for you. While it's still early, tell your child the truth or you'll have a harder time if his father doesn't show up," Jude said. "I will, Jude. I'm just looking for the right time, when he's old enough to understand." "It's tough to explain now," Emily replied. In truth, she wasn't sure if the right time would ever come. The idea of exposing her choices, her mistakes, terrified her. Worse, she wasn't sure she'd survive the shame if her son ever saw her differently. "I understand, Emily. I was the same when my wife left. Good thing she felt guilty and came back," Jude said with a laugh. Emily laughed along with him, though hers was more practiced than sincere. She didn't want pity, just space, even from people who cared. "Oh, by the way, Emily, cancel all my meetings this morning, okay?" "Huh? Why, sir?" "I have a friend coming. It's important. I haven't seen him in 5 years. I see, sir. No problem, Emily said, nodding. Emily, come on, we're friends. Don't be so formal, Jude complained. I'm sorry, sir, but we have to keep things professional in the office. We can be friends outside, but not in here. You're the boss, Emily answered with a smile. Jude grinned broadly. That's what I like about you and my company, so professional. I wish everyone was like that. Yes, sir. I'll head back to my desk now, Emily said. Jude had set up a separate office for her because he couldn't focus when other people worked in the same room. By midday, Emily planned to remind Jude about lunch, but she was stunned to see Marcus in Jude's office. He hadn't changed much, just gotten even more handsome, with an intensified aura that made him seem unreachable. Oh, you're here, Emily, Jude said when he noticed her. Emily's heart pounded as Marcus turned to look at her, his eyes widening in shock. Her first instinct was to retreat, but she held her ground, forcing her face to stay neutral. Oh, so you already know my secretary, Jude remarked. Yeah, we've met before, Marcus said. At the hospital. We met there. He treated my mom, Emily quickly interjected. Her voice was calm, maybe too calm. She noticed Marcus giving her a sharp look. That's good to know. So what do you need, Emily? It's already noon, sir, in case you forgot. I'm just here to remind you about lunch. Wow, I'm so lucky. Marcus, my secretary is like my personal alarm clock. She never fails to remind me, Jude laughed. Marcus just managed a faint smile. Hey, still glancing sharply in Emily's direction. I'll head back to my office, Jude. That was all Emily said, returning to her own office. She was having difficulty breathing, overwhelmed by a mixture of tension, joy, and the pounding in her chest that Marcus's presence had awakened. She hated that his presence still affected her. Get a grip, she told herself. Don't give him the satisfaction. Meanwhile, Marcus, who had been clenching his jaw, couldn't concentrate on his conversation with Jude anymore. The shock of seeing Emily again was replaced by jealousy and anger. He was jealous because Jude and Emily seemed so close, and he was mad at himself for jumping to conclusions about her. Hey, are you even listening? Jude teased, snapping his fingers in front of Marcus's face. Huh? What was that again? See? I knew it. You're not listening. I've been talking, my mouth dry over here, Jude sighed. All right, go ahead. Follow her. We'll talk later. Marcus's face lit up. Are you serious? Yeah, go before you punch me for real, Jude joked. Marcus left the office, scanning the hallway for Emily's office. He spotted a door close by. Without hesitation, he turned the knob. Sure enough, Emily was there, looking shocked to see him. Marcus, she whispered, getting up from her chair. That's me. Emily, it's been years since we last saw each other. And just like you said back then, this time it's not in the same situation. You've changed. A lot has changed about you, he said, letting his gaze wander over her. Don't say that. As if you really know me, Emily replied. Her voice was calm, but her fingers curled slightly at her sides. She hated how easily he read her years ago. She wasn't that girl anymore. I knew you in that very short time. You were vulnerable and naive. That's the only way you knew me. I was vulnerable because my mother was dying. Of course, I'd be desperate enough to do anything to get her treated, she said. Yeah, that's why you offered yourself to me. Something you're now hiding from Jude, right? What game are you playing, Emily? Are you setting a trap for my friend Jude? You've really gone low, even hitting on a married man. What's your reason now? I'm sure your mother's already treated. He didn't even finish before Emily's palm slapped him hard. How dare you? Who are you to say that to me? Yes, I lowered myself back then by offering my body. I was desperate enough to give myself to a hypocritical and judgmental man. But don't worry, I won't lower myself again. I learned my lesson, Emily said through gritted teeth. Her cheeks burned, not just with anger, but with the shame she still buried under her pride. Marcus finally snapped out of his anger. Emily? He said, regretting everything. If you have no other business here, please leave. You're disrupting my work, doctor, she said, turning her back on him and stepping into another room. Marcus was left standing there, frustrated. The moment he had been waiting for, the chance to see her again, had been ruined by his own stupidity. Why had he said those things? Was he too consumed by jealousy? What proof did he even have? He thought about it. He'd only heard her casual way of speaking Jude's name, seen how friendly they were, and that was enough to make him think badly of her. He shook his head. He felt like he was going crazy. He decided he would leave for now, but he promised he'd see her again. "Oh, why do your eyes look swollen, Emily?" Jude asked when he called her to his office. Nothing, sir. Jude, it's just from staring at the computer too long," she lied. It was easier that way, easier than opening up a wound she didn't want anyone to touch. I don't believe you. But fine. If that's your story, I won't pry. I'll just wait for the day you decide to open up to me," Jude said, as if hinting he already knew more than he let on. "Don't talk like I'm hiding something deep from you. What you see is who I am. No secrets," Emily said defensively, the edge in her tone betraying more than she wanted to admit. That day, Emily worked overtime until about 7 in the evening. She was exhausted and had a hard time finding a cab. Where are all the taxis?" she muttered. Part of her wondered if the universe just wanted her to face the night alone. She lit up when she saw headlights approaching, but as it neared, her heart sank to see it was Marcus's car. Emily sighed as Marcus rolled down the window. "Look, I'm sorry, Emily. I don't know why I said all those things earlier. Maybe I was just tired from traveling and I took it out on you, accusing you of being, well, flirty or whatever." Emily stayed silent. Her silence wasn't forgiveness, it was survival. Words would only reopen what she worked hard to bury. "I know you're furious at me, and I don't know how to make it up to you, but could you please set that aside for now? Don't talk to me if you don't want to. That's fine. I just want to make sure you get home safely." Emily shrugged. "Fine. I'm easy to deal with," she said, her sarcasm light but veiled with quiet exhaustion. She got in the car. They remained silent for half an hour on the road. Because Emily didn't want him to drop her right in front of her house, where he might see their child, she told him to stop 3 houses away. "We're here. I'm not going to thank you because this was your idea," she said, stepping out of the car. She hated that she still noticed the kindness in his gesture. It made it harder to stay mad. Her neighbors inside that house looked surprised as she went in without warning. But once Marcus's car drove off, she apologized. "I'm sorry for the sudden entrance. There was a man following me, so I had to hide," Emily lied without hesitation. Lies came easier now. Too easy. The neighbors just nodded. "Are you sure you want to leave? He might still be there." "He's gone, but thanks for your concern. I'll be on my way," Emily said, heading to her own home. She found her son, Marcus Jr., in the living room, watching cartoons and munching on popcorn. "Hey, Mom," the boy greeted, running to her. "Where's Grandma?" "She's in the kitchen cooking dinner for you." "Dinner for me? Didn't you guys eat yet?" "We did, Mom, but I finished your portion too. There wasn't anything left," Marcus Jr. said happily. "Wow, very good. You have such an appetite, huh? And now you're still eating popcorn, even after finishing my dinner?" "Mom, I think there's a dinosaur living in my tummy. How do I get rid of it?" "It'll never go away. It'll live there forever," she teased. "That's fine, Mom. At least I'm never hungry," the boy laughed. Emily ruffled his hair and went to see her mother in the kitchen. "Oh, you're home. I'm cooking your dinner. Your son finished everything." "We had no leftovers," Teresa said. "Yes, he told me," Emily replied. "But it's good that he's eating." "Well, at least he has an appetite." They fell silent. "Oh, why the long face?" her mother asked. "You look like the world is weighing on your shoulders. Any problems at work?" "Nothing, Mom. Just a lot of tasks. I'm really tired. I'll go change. I'll be right back to eat." "Okay, hurry back. Food's almost ready." The next day, Emily arrived early at the office. She never ate breakfast before leaving home, so she was surprised to see breakfast and flowers on her desk. There was a note, which she read. "Jude told me you don't eat breakfast before work. That's not good. Breakfast is the most important meal. So don't forget, the flowers are to brighten your morning." At the bottom was a single letter, M. And Emily instantly knew who it was from. "How can my day brighten if it's from that rude man?" she muttered to herself, rolling her eyes. But she sat down anyway. "In fairness, the food smells good, and his handwriting's oddly charming for a doctor," she added, more to herself than anyone. She chuckled at how carefully written the note was. It annoyed her how easily he could still tug at her defenses, but she decided to eat the free meal. Later on, she was interrupted from her work when Jude peeked in. Sir Jude? Do you need anything? Am I supposed to remind you it's lunch?" "Oh, is it lunchtime? I didn't even notice." "You're too busy, sir. You might one day replace yourself with me," Emily joked, letting her smile mask the nerves that still lingered from that note. Huh, you're funny. Actually, I almost forgot. There's someone waiting for you outside. Hurry. We only have a short lunch break, Jude teased, giving her a playful wink before stepping out. Someone waiting for me? Who? Emily mumbled to herself. She went out and was startled to see Marcus standing there, holding flowers and chocolates. Oh, what are you doing here? I came with my peace offering. Here, flowers and chocolate, Marcus said, handing them to her. You didn't have to do this? Who am I that you'd bother courting forgiveness? She asked, trying to stay distant even though her heart gave a traitorous flutter. I know I've done something big and wrong to you, Emily. Let me make it up to you until you forgive me. Okay, I forgive you. But please don't bother me anymore, she said flatly. Her tone was rehearsed, cold armor meant to protect the soft, wounded part of her. Marcus sighed. That's not the kind of forgiveness I want, Emily. I want the kind you give wholeheartedly. I want us to be okay, seriously. Okay, fine. Let's forget yesterday ever happened. You don't need to keep this up, Marcus, she said, but her grip tightened on the bouquet. Don't you have work to do? If that's the case, can I invite you to eat out? Just a quick lunch? I'll make sure you're back on time, Marcus said. We won't even get there before my break is over, Emily countered. Don't worry, I'll handle it. I'll ask Jude to let you take a longer lunch. I don't want you using your friendship with him just to drag me along. Do you really not want to be with me, Emily? We met again, but you keep avoiding me. It's not that. It's just, fine, I'll go. You're too dramatic, Emily said, rolling her eyes. Her words were light, but the truth was, she didn't trust what she might feel if she let her guard down. Yes, my acting skills worked, right? Marcus joked. That's not funny, Marcus. Come on. Time's ticking. He took her to a nearby restaurant. They chatted about what had happened in their lives over the years. I never saw you again after that night at the condo because I left for New York the next day. I was planning to write you, but I didn't want to bother you if you were still worried about your mom. Marcus said, That's why, up until our last moment in the hospital, I hoped you'd appear. I thought you'd at least visit me in my mom's room. But no. I guess it was silly of me, Emily said softly. Marcus noticed the hurt on her face, though she blinked it away quickly. Did you ever think about looking for me? There were times I dropped by the hospital, half hoping I'd see you, but that's all. In the past, you treated my mom, so I owed you. Right? It's fully paid, Emily said. She tried to sound flippant, but there was an ache under her voice. She thought she saw a flicker of hurt on Marcus's face, which vanished quickly. Have you been in a relationship these past 5 years? He asked. Emily shook her head. That's good. If I hadn't been so busy expanding my knowledge in the States, I would have searched for you. But it doesn't matter now, because I found you, Marcus said, looking intently into her eyes. Are you implying something? Haven't you figured it out? From yesterday onward, I've been thinking, I want to court you, Emily. I'm sorry for the hurtful words I said. I was carried away by my jealousy and anger. Why would you be jealous and angry? I felt you were very close to Jude. I even wondered how you got this job. Then you called him just Jude, like it was so casual. We really are friends, Jude and I. And as for me working in his company, when I graduated with a business admin degree, he offered me this job to help me and my family. I'm professional, though. It's just that sometimes I call him by his first name outside the office. I'm really sorry for saying those things. I know I can't undo them. Let's just forget it. Okay, I don't mind. I know who I am. As long as I'm not doing anything wrong, I won't believe in other people's judgments, she said. But in truth, some judgments still stung. She just didn't admit it anymore. Can we start over? Forget everything in the past and begin like strangers, so I can properly court you. You are a stranger to me anyway, even before. Fine, I agree. I'm pretty easy to talk to, Emily said with a small smile, though it took effort. Part of her wanted to smile wider, and part of her wanted to run. A moment later, he drove her back to work, ensuring she arrived on time. She felt a strange flutter, recalling the first time they parted ways years ago. Only now, there was a new question. Was this the start or just another echo of the past? Only this time, there was a promise of something new. Marcus hurried back to the office. The days went by quickly and Emily and Marcus's relationship was going well. Whenever he was free, Marcus visited her at work. Jude had no problem with it, even though it interrupted her tasks, because Jude and Marcus were good friends anyway. "There he goes again. Lover boy," Jude muttered when he saw Marcus approaching. "All right, I'll make myself scarce. Just make sure you manage my schedule, okay?" he said with a laugh, returning to his office. "Hi," Emily greeted Marcus when he got close. He kissed her on the cheek and handed her flowers. "Hey, I'm about to steal you now," he teased. "Hey, my shift's not over yet." "Don't worry, Jude's fine with it. Besides, you're the one who said you're a professional." "Yet here I am, taking advantage," Marcus quipped. "My professionalism slowly flying out the window," Emily said. She tried to sound carefree, but the truth was she wasn't used to being treated with tenderness. Not like this. Part of her still braced for it to be taken away. "Come on, give me a kiss." "Jude won't mind. I got permission yesterday," Marcus answered. Emily grabbed her things and went along with him. "Where are you taking me?" she asked, surprised when he covered her eyes with a blindfold. "Just follow my lead so you don't trip," he said, guiding her on foot somewhere. "I'm taking the blindfold off now, but don't open your eyes yet. Wait for my count," he instructed, slowly removing it, and Emily kept her eyes shut. "All right, open your eyes in 3, 2, 1. The moment Emily opened them, she saw Marcus holding yet another bouquet. Behind him were bright, lit-up letters that read, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Emily couldn't help getting emotional. Her heart surged, but she still hesitated for a second. Could this really be for her? Was she allowed to accept something good without consequences? "Yes, of course, Marcus," she said, and the man automatically pulled her into a hug. "Knew it. Nobody can say no to me," he boasted confidently. "Oh, you're so full of yourself," she replied, giving him a playful tap on the shoulder. It was easier to joke than to admit how much this moment meant to her. "I want to go see your place. I want to meet your mom again," Marcus said, making Emily go pale. Not right now. My mom's busy, and I don't want to surprise her. Let me talk to her first, then I'll introduce you, okay?" She was worried, terrified actually, about the sudden reveal that her son, Marcus Jr., was also his child. She had put this truth off for years, and now it hovered between them like a fuse waiting to be lit. "That's fine with me. I can wait," Marcus said, tightening his embrace. When he drove her home later, Emily asked him to drop her off again at the neighboring house. "Here's my stop." She was startled when Marcus grabbed her hand. "Hey, my kiss. Remember?" "What kiss?" Emily teased, her tone light but her pulse racing. This whole day felt like standing at the edge of something good and not knowing whether to leap or retreat. "Come on, my kiss." "Fine," Emily said, leaning in closer. She was surprised when Marcus kissed her passionately, so strongly that she clung to his shirt sleeve. She broke away, gasping for air. "That wasn't our deal." "Sorry, I got carried away." "I've really missed you, Emily, and if you'd allow me, well, that's not the only thing I'd do to you." "Go away," Emily scolded him, though she was blushing. "In fairness, your kissing has improved." "Oh, shut up, Marcus. Enough already," she muttered, cheeks burning. She hopped out of the car quickly and waved goodbye. "I thought you said he wasn't allowed to drop you off," scoffed one of the neighbors who had witnessed everything. "You were making out in his car. Nice job. Are you aiming to have another fatherless kid?" "Pardon me, but please mind your own business. I'm not bothering any of you. I don't even step into your yard, right?" Emily replied, her voice sharp. It was always the ones who had nothing better to do that threw the most stones. "Oh, so you're afraid your mom will find out about your shameless behavior?" The neighbor retorted. "I don't have to explain myself to you. Who are you to me? Nobody. So say what you want, but I'm doing nothing wrong," Emily said and walked off. Her chest was tight, not from regret, but from exhaustion. It was tiring always having to defend herself. The next day, even though it was Sunday and she didn't have work, Emily's mom woke her up early. "Sweetheart, get up. I hear people talking outside." "Is it true? You were making out in someone's car last night? Who was that?" "Mom, are you really going to believe the gossip out there? They're just a bunch of bored people with nothing else to do. Especially that Mrs. Lynn. She's always meddling in my life," Emily said, still half asleep. She hated how the noise of others always found a way into their home. "You better make sure you're telling the truth. One child without a middle name is enough." "Don't add another," her mom warned. Yes, Mom, yes. And if I do add more kids, they'll come with a full last name, all right? Emily teased with a smirk. Humor was safer than honesty. Go on, get up. Marcus Jr. has been dressed for hours. He said you're going out today. Emily bolted upright at that. What? He's already up and dressed? He's excited, that's all. Besides, it's not that early. It's already 9, practically midday. She had no choice but to get up and get ready. As she walked around with her son, she overheard the usual gossip. Wow, that kid's definitely good-looking. Must be a handsome father, even though he didn't claim the child. Lucky the boy didn't get her face. Who wants that flirty mother's face? And hopefully the kid doesn't grow up to be as shameless as she is, they whispered. Emily rolled her eyes but decided not to pick a fight, worried that her son might hear them. She had learned the hard way that sometimes silence hurt less than confrontation. Mom, when will I finally see my dad? Is there a day I'll actually meet him? Her son suddenly asked. Of course you will. Very soon you'll meet him, I promise. Emily reassured him, her voice softer than usual. Really? I'll remember that, Mom. I'm excited to see Dad, Marcus Jr. said, beaming. In the following days, her relationship with Marcus progressed smoothly. Her son could hardly wait to meet his father. Hey Jude, can I borrow your employee again for an hour? Marcus joked when he dropped by the office. Sure, take her. She's all yours. Where are you taking me this time? Emily asked. To the hospital. Your turn to visit me at work. I always come to your office, right? Marcus answered. Emily laughed. You're inviting me, but you still came to pick me up. You're so weird. I'm just trying to save you from commuting. The hospital's pretty far from here, Marcus said, opening the car door for her. By her estimate, it took about 30 minutes to travel from the office to his hospital. Come on. Let's go inside, Marcus said, helping her out of the car. Emily was stunned when, as soon as they entered, a woman came up to Marcus, threw her arms around him, and kissed him on the lips. Emily froze in shock. I've missed you so much, babe. Ever since you got back here, you haven't called. It's tough missing you while I was back in New York, and now you're here. The woman gushed dramatically, clinging to Marcus. Emily, having snapped out of her daze, pushed the woman's hand off of him. Excuse me, miss, but you're trespassing. This man is mine. He's my boyfriend, so kindly take your hands off him, Emily stated boldly. The woman's forehead creased. Babe, who is this girl? Why is she claiming you're her boyfriend? Is she crazy? Hey, don't you dare call me crazy. Who do you think you are? Emily snapped back. I'm Stacy, his fiancée. Emily felt her jaw drop at the woman's words. She turned to Marcus, eyes flaring. Fiancé? You're getting married? Why is she saying you're her boyfriend? The woman insisted. Are you messing with me? Oh, you're both messed up, Emily yelled, glaring at them both. Then she said to the other woman, Stay right here, and dragged Marcus outside. She immediately slapped him. You jerk. Were you going to turn me into a mistress? Is that how low you think I am? You're disgusting, Marcus. Emily, let me explain. What is there to explain? That you forgot you had a fiancé in New York when you courted me? That you just used me to fill whatever void your fiancé couldn't fill? Emily shouted, not caring if they attracted attention. Emily, no, that's not it at all. Whatever you say, one thing's true. You deceived me. You're a liar. I'll spend the rest of my life regretting that I ever trusted you, gave you my body and my heart. You're worthless. Go shack up with your fiancé. She ran off, ignoring Marcus's calls. Getting into a taxi, Emily clutched her own hair in frustration. Back inside, Marcus confronted his ex-fiancée, Stacy. What are you thinking, Stacy? We're done. Why are you still messing with me? Marcus, I just gave you time to cool off here in America. You know I'm not giving you up, Stacy declared. Stop it, Stacy. I will never go back to you. I regret ever getting involved with you because of your insanity. You just ruined everything I had with the woman I love. Marcus growled, grabbing her hand. Hey, you're not serious, right? You won't really hurt me? Let me go. I don't want to die. I'm not crazy. Stacy cried dramatically. Marcus's grip loosened, and Stacy ran off, still yelling. His threat to operate on her brain was just an empty scare tactic, but it didn't change the fact that Emily was furious with him. Nurse, please hurry. My son's dying, she begged. I'm sorry, ma'am. There's no available doctor right now. Dr. Parker isn't responding to anyone. I can pay whatever it takes. I'm really sorry, ma'am. There's just no one free, the nurse said. Desperate and sobbing, Emily ran around the hospital. "Miss, is there a problem?" came a baritone voice behind her, sounding so much like the one she'd heard years before. She whirled around to see Marcus. "Marcus, help, my son." "What's in it for me?" he asked, but his eyes were already full of concern. "Nothing. Just save my child's life. If you don't respond, I'll have no choice but to sue our God. Do you want to keep your profession or lose your own child?" she shouted, overcome by fear and anger. Marcus froze for a second, stunned. "Aren't you going to move? We're out of time. Our son is dying." Emily nearly screamed, frantic. That snapped Marcus into action. At the waiting area outside the OR, Marcus felt like something was crushing his chest. He saw the little boy, a miniature version of himself, lying on a white stretcher, the child's body slowly being covered by doctors and nurses. "My God," was all he could say, fighting back tears. He checked for a pulse and found it. Barely. The boy needed urgent treatment. "Do whatever it takes, please," Emily pleaded. Marcus nodded. He didn't need her to say it. He would do absolutely everything. This was his child, and the child's life depended on him. He could never forgive himself if anything went wrong. For hours, Emily paced outside the operating room, her mom dizzy from watching her. "Can you please sit down? You're making me dizzy. It's late and still no word on what's going on in there. What if, oh God, what if something happened to him?" Teresa murmured worriedly. Just then, the operating room door opened and Marcus emerged, still dressed in full surgical. "Doctor, how's my son?" "He's safe now. The boy's going to be fine. We'll transfer him to a room soon." "Excuse me," Marcus said hurriedly before turning away. Emily noticed tears in his eyes. "Mom, please wait here. I need to take care of something," she said, hurrying after Marcus. She saw him enter a private room reserved for doctors. She didn't hesitate to follow. Once inside, Emily looked around. No one else was there. She locked the door and spotted Marcus hunched over the sink, protective gear removed, trembling slightly. "Marcus," she called gently, but he didn't look up. His hands were shaking. Tears welled in Emily's eyes. She could feel the tension radiating from him. "Forgive me, Marcus. I really was going to tell you, but I was waiting for the right time," she managed. "Is this the right time, Emily? Now, with his life hanging in the balance and depending on me?" Marcus's voice broke. Emily hung her head, sobbing quietly. "You have no idea how hard it was, having my own child's life in my hands. I didn't know whether to be happy, terrified, or furious. I was praying to God while relying on my training, knowing one mistake and I'd lose everything. Don't you understand that everything that gives me a reason to live was riding on that operation?" Marcus said. Emily had no response except quiet tears. She didn't know how to ease Marcus's pain. "How did he get in the accident, Emily? How fast did it happen?" "He was lying there, bleeding. Answer me," Marcus demanded. "We had just come from the house. He asked who I was talking to, and I told him it was his dad. He got excited, ran outside before I could stop him, wanting to meet you. I didn't see it coming. It was so fast," Emily sobbed. "My God," Marcus groaned, his knees hitting the floor. Emily tried to approach him, but he motioned for her to stay back. "Leave me alone for now, Emily. Just go." She jumped when he raised his voice slightly. Unsure, she left the room. She composed herself before returning to her son. The next day, Marcus Jr. was back to his cheerful self, though the doctor had strictly ordered him not to move around too much. "Say, Marcus Jr., Emily coaxed, spooning food toward his mouth. "I'm full, Mom." "All right," she said, setting down the bowl. She watched him toy happily with a robot. In 2 days, Marcus hadn't visited once. Though he sent food and toys, he never showed up in person. "Mom, you said before I got hurt, you were talking to my dad. So he's back from abroad, right? Where is he now? Does he even care that I got hurt?" "You don't need to thank me, Emily. It's my duty as his father. Even if you forbid me, I'll come. I won't let anything stop me." "We wouldn't forbid you. Never." "That's good, because how else would I enter our home if you locked me out?" he teased. "Wait, what does that mean?" Emily asked. Marcus moved closer, taking her hand. "It means I want us to be a family. Let's get married, Emily, and be a real family." "Is it just because of Marcus Jr.? You don't need to tie yourself to me just because we have a child. Co-parenting is perfectly acceptable nowadays," Emily said. "What are you talking about? I'm not tying myself to you. You'll be tying yourself to me. Even before I knew about our child, I already wanted us to be together." In short, we'll get married because we love each other, not because we're forced to. Understand? Are you sure? I've never been more sure in my life. I love you and our son, and I want to build a family with you both. We can even add more kids if you want. Of course, I don't want our son to be lonely. He needs siblings. Well then, maybe we should start working on those siblings right now, Marcus teased. Hey, we're in a hospital, remember? I've got a condo nearby. Perfectly doable, Marcus joked. Emily smacked his arm, and he laughed mischievously. A month later, Marcus and Emily got married. Many of Marcus's co-workers came, along with a few of Emily's friends. Of course, she hadn't invited the nosy neighbors. She still felt resentment toward them. Go, Mom and Dad, hurry, Marcus Jr. cheered during the reception. For what, baby? Emily asked. Your honeymoon, so I can finally get a sibling. I'll wait right here, the boy said impishly. Emily gave him a mock frown. Oh no, you won't wait here. Know why? Why not? Because we're taking you with us. Our honeymoon wouldn't be complete without our forever baby. Marcus Jr. pouted, and Marcus and Emily burst out laughing, their eyes brimming with love. I love you, Emily whispered to Marcus. I love you more. Both of you, he replied. In one swift move, he lifted Emily like a sack of flour, holding their son's hand in the other, who squealed in delight. And that was how their love story, born out of desperation, ultimately flourished into something profound. They made mistakes along the way, but they learned from them and carried those lessons forward to make their families stronger. As people say, the more trials you face, the tougher your family becomes. This is where the beautiful story ends.